You are here to learn about the new prophecy dungeon for Season of Arrivals, right? As it stands right now, the prophecy dungeon is only available for Season 11, but you still have some time. So let's do this. Hey guys, my name is Weds and I'm going to try to keep this as short as I can, but I will try to give you enough information to help you complete this dungeon. You start the prophecy dungeon from the tower directory and the recommended power is 1040. Therefore, you need to level up as much as possible to make things easy on yourself. Before you get to the very first boss fight, which I showed in the beginning of the video, the game introduces you to the mechanics of the dungeon, which is basically everything you will need to know throughout the entire thing. So if you master these mechanics, you are on your way to victory, my friend. Anyway, once you launch the dungeon, you will get dropped to an area just like the start of the Reckoning game mode, and then you will be sucked into an area with some enemy where you can learn the mechanics. You will see two plates, one light and one dark, so you need to cleanse these plates with dark modes and light modes. This is going to be a thing throughout the dungeon, that's why you need to master these mechanics. By the way, there is a way to skip this first section, but it's good to learn it. You get dark modes or light modes by killing the knights that spawn. Each knight you kill will drop 3 modes, but you need 5 total modes to cleanse 1 plate. Therefore, you need to kill 2 knights in order to cleanse 1 plate. So, in the very first encounter, which is a practice encounter in my opinion, you saw those 2 plates to be cleansed, right? I suggest you coordinate which one you will cleanse first. So, if you decide to cleanse the dark plate, you will need to kill a knight while you stand in a dark area. This part can be quite a little bit tricky, that's why it's best to coordinate and communicate. The best way to know if you stand in the dark is to look on the bottom of your screen. If you see dark flame, that means you are in the dark, but if you see white flame, then you are in the light. This will determine what modes the knight will drop based on where you stand when you kill a knight. It's not where the knight stands, it's where you stand when you kill the knight. That will determine what modes the knight will drop. However, mistakes will be made, you just need to try your best to avoid those mistakes. That said, once you collect 5 modes, you just go and dunk them on the corresponding plate by using your trigger button, whatever that may be for you and your system. Okay, now that you know the mechanics, it's time to talk about loadouts and what you need to bring to the fight. To be honest, for the majority of the encounters, you can wield the sword as your heavy weapon, but I would suggest you switch the sword for something else when you get to the final boss. If you have the new guillotine sword from the season pass, use it. It's amazing. The most common and optimal loadout is Mountaintop Widowhorde for kinetic slot, Recluse for the energy slot, and for the heavy slot, Sword, Anarchy, or Xenophage. They are all amazing options. However, not everyone has all those weapons, so you need to use whatever you have and whatever that will work for you and your team. As far as subclasses are concerned, use what works. But if you have at least 2 people in your fire team using void subclasses, it's going to be amazing because they can use Oppressive Darkness from the seasonal artifact to help do a lot of damage in the final boss fight. Okay, now that we get loadouts out of the way, let's continue with the guide. Once you clear the first encounter, you will need to follow this Staken Boss guy. He is immune, so you just need to follow him around and he will eventually lead you to the first boss fight. You see the plates, rally the flag and start the encounter. The boss appears, but he's immune. You can't damage him, but he can mess you up. Therefore, you need to kill the enemies, kill the knights the right way, that is, collect the motes, and cleanse plates. That's the mechanic. Once you cleanse all the plates, you can now kill the boss. It is very easy to one-face this boss, but if you don't, just rinse and repeat until he's dead and get your rewards. You can do it. Once you collect all your loot, jump on this platform and you will end up in the wasteland encounter. For this encounter, you technically need to find these rings and there are blights around them that you need to destroy. There are also enemies trying to kill you in the process. Beware of those snipers and invisible minotaurs, they can destroy your dreams. That said, there is a secret chest you can get before engaging into combat. So just follow the path that you see on the screen. Anyway, every time you destroy a camp of these blights, Tolan will spark and guide you through the next area. Tolan is quick and you may not see where he goes. Don't worry, just drive around the wasteland and find the next camp. There are about like 3 of them, I believe, and once you kill all of them, you will see a message that says the way is open. You just need to follow Tolan, and he's waiting for you by a lit door, just chilling. You may not get to see Tolan if you are not the first person to make it to the door, but at least you know exactly what you're looking for. Keep following the light until you get to the hexahedron room or the key room where Tolan is chilling and waiting for you. This room can be tricky, but once you understand how it works, you will be fine. There is a big cube hanging in the middle of the arena. It's empty in the beginning, but every time you cleanse one plate, a circle will appear on one side of the cube. Once that happens, you need to get on the middle platform, then the room will flip. The way you make the circle appear is by following Tolan around. Tolan will be circling around the room. Just look for him. Basically, whichever plate Tolan is hanging on, just check to see what flame is underneath that plate. So for instance, if he is on the right side of the wall, there will be a plate underneath Tolan. That could be a dark flame or that could be a white flame. If it is a dark flame, then you need to find dark modes. But if it's white flame, then you need to find light modes. So you need to kill the knights according to that. Again, every time you cleanse a plate, you will need to go to the middle plate and get flipped around to a different side of the cube technically. It's very weird, but that's what is going on. One thing though, if Tolan is on the ceiling plate, then you can choose whatever plate you want to cleanse. That way you can flip the room for Tolan to move somewhere else. Now, besides dealing with all that puzzle thing, there are enemies to deal with. Snipers, hobgoblins are dangerous. Kill them as fast as you can. They keep spawning every time you kill a knight. Bottom line, pay attention to them. Keep moving around and use whatever weapons you need to kill all these hobgoblins that are trying to kill you. You know, once you get used to the encounter, you will also know what weapons work best for you and your playstyle. Once the cube is filled up with circles on all sides, you will get 2 easy bosses. Kill them, get your loots, and move to the next encounter, which is pretty much a Sparrow type fun ride. They call it Rainbow Road. You can drive or you can also walk. Either way, it leads to the final boss encounter. When you enter the final boss arena, there will be 3 corners. Each corner has an immune boss. It's a replica of the real boss that is trying to kill you. There are also 3 plates with flame that you have to cleanse. Every time you cleanse a corner, the immune bars on that corner will disappear and an ogre will appear. Kill the ogre as quick as possible and that corner will be safe for no immune bars will be shooting at you. Then you can also use that corner for cover. That's exactly why you're trying to do it as quick as you can. This doesn't mean you can camp out in that corner because there are other enemies that are still trying to mess you up. Here in this room, the modes mechanic is still the same. If it's dark, you need dark modes. If it's white, then you need white modes. So just look at the flame and see what color the flame is, then just go according to that. Once you cleanse all 3 corners, you will need to get on the middle plate. Then you will be lifted to the boss fight. The Kel Echo. That's the name of the boss, by the way. This is where you start doing DPS to the boss, but the way this fight goes is that there is a mechanic called Dark Entropy. If it goes all the way to time 10, you are in trouble and you might wipe. This means you have to avoid Dark Entropy by staying close to the boss. There is a visible ring around the boss, so if you are within that ring, you are kind of safe. But if you're too far away, your entropy starts going up. Also, the boss constantly throws taken balls at you. If you get caught in those, you will teleport further back and must catch up to the boss so you don't die because of dark entropy. Therefore, you need to navigate the platform as best as you can while also trying to do as much damage as possible. You need to use whatever DPS weapons you have. Oppressive Darkness helps you do a lot of damage, as I mentioned in the beginning. Anarchy is very good, not to forget Mountaintop or Xenophage. They are all excellent. Really, you need to use any DPS weapon that you have. Any of them will do the trick. There is no timer for the boss fight, so if you don't kill him in 1 or 2 phases, you have to go back to the ogre room again and repeat the process. So if everything works out for your team, you will kill the boss, get your rewards, and congratulations, my friend. The best tips I think I can give you is trying to have a decent build and use your best loadout. Use taken Mars if you have them. They can really make a difference. There are plenty of videos on YouTube how to get this taken Mars, so take advantage of that. Also, practice as much as you can. If you don't complete it in one first go around, just keep at it. You will eventually get it. Special thanks to my friends and clanmates Genkai for teaching me this dungeon, and for Actors Bright and Ironbender 12 for helping me with these runs. Anyway guys, I hope this video was helpful and I hope you get this done before it goes away this season. If this video helps in any way, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. I will be forever grateful. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.